Yes, children, welcome back to my class. So, in today's class, we are going to uh, we are going to experience a new and a beautiful place. Okay. So, before that, let me give you a small introduction about the chapter. So, children, do you have eyes? Yes, we all have eyes. So let us use these eyes to see the beautiful things in and around us. So we have eyes, so start uh, we will start experiencing one of the beautiful place which is uh, called Mauritius, which is called, the name of the place is called Mauritius. And the person who has talked about his experience is Mr. R.K. Lakshman. Okay, now he has traveled to this place to see how the place is. Okay, so usually when you want to have a visit to any of the place, you will have an idea, you will have a map. Okay, this is that, and all that. So here, Mr. R.K. Lakshman experiences the real nature of the island, which is called Mauritius. Okay, now let us start the lesson. The name of the lesson is Mauritius. Chapter 2. The world atlas I have with me has many little dots and sparks which have really nothing to do with the world or geography. It is an old one and time. The weather and generations of cockroaches have put them there. So now here, Mr. R.K. Lakshman sits at home and he sees the world's atlas. Atlas is the map, and he feels that it is one of the old atlas which he has it at home. Because of the cockroaches and all this stuff, he had put them into a corner. But when he takes it, he finds the dots on the places of the Mauritius. So it was with some difficulty that I was able to locate Mauritius in the vastness of Indian Ocean. It is a tiny spark of an island situated below the equator on the 20th parallel, some 4,500 kilometers southwest of Mumbai. So he feels, now he takes the world at last and look at the map, and he feels that the Mauritius is just a small dot which is there, like it has become dirty. And towards the equator means on the map there is on the earth there is a small line that is the in the between, that is an equator. He says, which is 4,500 kilometers from my place to the Mauritius, and it is an island. So now he had a plan to visit Mauritius. Now he started his journey. Now let us see what is his journey experiences talks about. Our aircraft is bearing us towards it through the occasional gloss in the clouds. Means he started to travel and he is sitting on the aircraft and he's experiencing the flight journey. A glimpse of ocean spread like a bluish gray steel sheet. There are acres and acres of clouds below me, having some sort of funny shapes in an odd abstract way. Usually when you're traveling on the flight, when you see from up, it will all be like very tiny things. And he started to say that, yes, now I'm going to start experiencing the traveling. That is the journey. Curiously, they resemble the figures in the ancient legends of China, Rome, Greece, India, and what have you. So now as he's traveling in the aeroplane, that is the flight, he feels that, oh my God, now I can see all the legends, means the places of Rome, Greece, and India. I cannot help drawing a comparison, albeit ridiculous and rather far-fetched, between my vague observation at 10,000 meters watching the clouds, and I learn of Mauritius later. So now he says that, okay, now I'm traveling to Mauritius. Now I have a plan, means I have a vague idea about how Mauritius would be. But I could not draw, but still I have a vague idea how the Mauritius would be. Usually when you are planning to travel to some of the countries, you feel, wow, this is a beautiful place. Here is the water, here is the island, and here, yeah, botanical. something we have an idea. So he says that he shares feelings. He says, okay, now I have a song thinking about some of the places. Let me see how it is now. He's going to start experiencing the beautiful places. So this tiny island has astonishingly similar variety, strange data position, incongruous, odd mixtures, and race and languages. Now he started to travel and he feels, oh my God, this place is so astonishing. Means it's so making me surprised to see this beautiful place. I have come here, but I had a vague idea which does not match. Usually, when you want to travel somewhere, you will have an idea. This is this. This is this. But when you go there, it will be something else, like what you did not expect or suspect. So that's what here he says. I thought it is something, but it is something here. And also he says that he has seen, I mean, he sees that different races of people are there, different color of people are there, different language people are there. Means he compares saying that there are the foreigners, also there are the South Indian, all country people are here in Mauritius. So here Africans and Chinese, Biharis and Dutch, Persian and Tamils, Arabs, French and English all rub shoulders merrily with one another and merge with the peculiar scenes of oneness. So here he says, oh my God, I could see here Africans, Chinese, Biharis, all the different people are here and they are rub shoulders merrily. Means they are very happily living together. There is no any discrimination. Tamil, for instance, bears a depictively South Indian face and a name to go with it to boot, Radha Krishnan Govindan, is indeed from Madras. And so now here he found a typical South Indian face. So, and he is from Madras and he speaks Tamil. Usually from Madras means they will speak Tamil only. I speak to him in Tamil. That is who Mr. Lakshman spoke to him in Tamil. What had happened was he surprises me with responding in a frightful, mangled English with a heavy French accent. Mangled English means butter English, means he was not able to speak English. But although he tried to speak English with a French accent, mangled means it may be a damaged English where he was not able to communicate properly, but still he managed with the English and with a foreign accent. I mean, French accent, sorry, French accent. Mr. Govindan has no knowledge of Tamil and his tongue has ceased curling to produce Tamil sounds centuries ago. See, if you are a Tamilian, he says that the curling of the tongue and all would be there, but he did not have anything like that. Means he has completely forgotten his Tamil. He was more into the French accent and English. Like others of his fellow men, his ancestors were brought to the island as slaves or later as indentured labor to work in sugarcane fields and factories or to cut timber in the jungle and haul it to the boats. So here he says that the Mr. Radhakrishnan Govindan, he says that long back our ancestors came and settled in Mauritius. They started from the scratch. They started working as the laborers in the sugarcane and they started to cut timbers in the jungle and all sort of things he's describing to Mr. Lakshman. Their roots in their original homelands withered and disappeared with the passage of time. All of them together happily came to share in the trumpets of defeats of whoever happened to be their masters among the brackeneering trinity of those days. Now here he says, see, everywhere we have the masters who will take care of us, who will give us the rules and regulations. So we were also following the masters who were taking care of us. The Dutch, the French, and the English. Who were the masters? The masters were the Dutch, the French, and the English, who constantly waggled battle for a position of the island for its spices and sugar, or such for the strategic position on the maritime route of east, conveniently placed at it was partial purposes. So now here he says, yeah, even we all were under the French, the Dutch, and the English people. So they were the masters for us. Whatever they used to tell, we used to work under them, and now we have been settled in Mauritius. So all these experiences, he is getting to know that yes, people of different countries also come here and survive, and they have settled in Mauritius. Yes. However, the Battle of 1810 ended all that in favor of English. The French surrendered and handed over the island after extracting a favor from the conqueror that the French influenced on the island to be left intact. Means now here, at the end, the battle got over. That is in the year 1810, and it ended, and all the English people, all the French people surrendered everything to the English people. Usually when one post is over, they have to handed everything to the other people and go. In the same way now here, English have been started, and the French people handed over everything to the island to extract a favor from the conqueror that the French influenced on the island to be left intact. The English kept their word to the last day of their rule, which ended in 1868. Now here the English, now before handing over to the English, the French told all these terms and conditions to be followed, please. So now this English people also, they followed up their word, they cultivated their same followers habit only, and then they are also ended in 1986. And so we still have very musical but unpronounceably names like in French people, in Mauritius, there were French people also, where these people had been settled there. And they had the names where it wouldn't be easy for us to pronounce. The names were Turibus, Bitches, Abbey, Basin, Quaterbones, Curepipe, and Roosebelly, and so on. He says that the French names were so difficult to pronounce, and these people were there. The people are extremely relaxed and warm towards strangers. So here he says, the Mauritius people are so nice, and they are so relaxed. So they always welcome the strangers. They don't feel that they are the strangers. They give a smile when you meet. They give a smile even if you don't know them. In the streets, in the bazaars, in the restaurants, it is common to be greeted and smile at as if they were a long last friend. Coming to Mumbai, so now here Mr. Lakshman says that all this I could not see in Mumbai. So here the people are so nice, so much relaxed, so friendly, and all that. So with my precast grim expression of the city dweller, I react awakenedly at first to such a spontaneity and feel ashamed that I am not even able to produce a matching smile. So here, Mr. R.K. Lakshman says, I'm from Mumbai here. I am not cultivated this habit. When I see the stranger, I just look at them. But here people, although I was a stranger, they looked at me, they smiled at me. That really made me feel very pleasant. I am in that ashamed, I am not even able to match with their smile, he says. The same atmosphere of friendliness prevails even in Port Louis, the seat of government. The cabinet minister and others in high position do not act as if they were born to the grace. So here he also says that I have been to a cabinet, I have been to the cabinet place where there were all hi-fi people like prime minister, presidents, and all that, and even they didn't have anything like inferiority complex. They were all so nice. They were all so friendly, and they don't even feel that I'm in a good post. Nothing like that. All no discrimination at all in this place. He says that they are just like other ordinary people. One bumps into an airport lounge and in a hotel lobby. They are unassuming, accessible, communicative, and above all, good about without a protective shield and hangers of and security meant to repel casual approaches. Now here he says, now here in the other countries, especially you take about India only, like any of the prime ministers, any of the chief ministers, if they had to go out somewhere, they will all have the security guards and all that. But there he says, I didn't find anything in them. They are just walking like a normal person. He shares all his thoughts here. I'm shown of I'm shown a modest looking flat in a busy street laned with shops and fueling traffic. In the residence of the Prime Minister of Mauritius, Port Louis brings to my mind Jovis Garnet and Maugham. This little port town seems to, if it were built at the suggestion of these writers to suit their novels and the short stories. He all describes that as he was reading a storybook at home in those days, he felt that all these people I wouldn't even felt in my dream that I would meet him. They're all so common. They're all so friendly people. Merchant ship traveler Digajees stand anchored in the harbor with cobweb and robes and festoons of flags hanging from their masts, grimming sailors and dock hands against bleak warehouse walls, smoking pipes, sugarcane fields like a carpet of green covered the island on all sides as far as the eye that you can up to the foot of the distant blue mountain that rang the islands, a volcano happening, a geographical ages, all this histories he's telling that, oh my God, they are so nice and all this sugar cane. He's explaining whatever he has seen and whomever people he has met, he has just describing in this paragraph. The mountains do not have the traditional monotonous pyramidal shapes. Their outlines are freakish and whimsical with unexpected sweeps and perpendicular drops of pinpointed peaks, precautiously doing a balancing act with a boulder as big as a skyscrapers. He feels that all the mountains and whatever he has seen, he is just explaining in this paragraph. There is no railway in Mauritius. Means he says that there's no railway transportation in Mauritius. Well-maintained trucks and articulatory roads means the roads which is connected to different towns and areas, villages and towns. He says that roads connected with various villages and towns, cutting through the ubiquitous sugarcane field. Although the whole country is only 64 kilometers by 50 kilometers in size, driving around the islands of sightseeing makes me feel curious that I am in a place of traveling as India. So he says that although it is only 64 to 50 kilometers and it is a very beautiful place, sitting in a car itself, I can admire the beautiful tracks like articulatory roads, what he says, which is connected to towns and rivers. But the excellent weather and breathtaking landscapes. Breathtaking means a beautiful landscape. Beautiful, breathtaking means which takes my breath away, means that makes me feel so beautiful. Landscape all around make up for many hours spent just sitting inside a car. It is very common for people to drive up and down an average of 70 kilometers to cocktail party and dinner with friends. He says here, it is very simple for us to travel in the car and having a cocktail party. I know the trees here are so unlike and gigantic specimens I have seen in Andamar Island. Disappointingly enough, they are shot and grilled even in the interiors of jungles, looking just like abnormally overgrown bonsai. These jungles have no tigers, no lions, no elephants, or any kinds of wildlife. There are not even poisonous snakes and insects. So here he says that he started to observe the nature, what he describes that what not he has seen here. He has seen the jungle, but in the jungles there are no tigers or no lions or even no snakes. He says that no any kind of wildlife resisting there. There are not even poisonous snakes or insects. The bat was the only mammal before man arrived on the island with the monkeys and the deer century again. Unfortunately, the birds and dwelling in number of varieties. So now he says that I could not see any of the I could not see any of the wild animals or any dangerous animals there. I could only see one bird, which was called dodo. It was the native of island, but now it has been disappeared, he says. The bird which could not fly and which certainly has no claws to beauty and elegance. was a native of this island and merrily is extinct now. And so are the giant tortoise and Aldraba variety of which a few specimens has been brought and kept in an enclosure in a botanical garden at Pamplemousse. So now here he says that most of the things we could not see there. I mean, no wild, no dangerous places at all there. So everything, if you want, like only few things were there, like turtles and all the specimens. If you had to see, you can have a visit at the botanical garden, which is at Plomly-Mosses. Means it is a place where you can see this botanical kept there. You can have a visit. The people of Mauritius shudder to think of the night the king cyclone struck them. All these beautiful experiences he was having. So suddenly he just got to know that there was a cyclone in Mauritius. And that cyclone, what it did, we can just have a look. On February 6th, 1975, a 320 kilometers broad howling wind moved in at some 255 kilometers per hour. The eyes of the cyclone alone, I was told, was 48 kilometers. I am told was 48 kilometers wide, and it charmed the country. And he says that I heard a very bad news that the Mauritius were hit by the cyclone, which really affected many kilometers. He says here, restlessly flattering everything that stood, mashing window and doors, tearing up rooftop, uprooting trees, and bringing them down on buildings. Now here he says, I was so bad. I was feeling so bad when the people were describing that there was a cyclone and many buildings were crushed and all the things, all the nature beauty were crushed. It was really very disappointing for me to hear the story. Now, of course, the island has recovered from the devastation. Now it's time for the recovery. Usually when we get the floods or when we get the cyclone, it will not be for many years. There are people to clean up. Now he says with all this devastation, but the valley of the dead trees gives me a fair idea of the enormous volcanoes. So usually the trees are growing for many years. That will not suddenly come off. So even the trees were also destroyed, he says, but the trees, I could not see them, with which the cyclone had stuck those people who are actually quite used to facing these storms as they are annual event in Mauritius. You know, people of Mauritius are prepared for the cyclone. They say that cyclone will be coming and going, floods will be now and then, but there'll be a very huge flood in once in 15 years. They say that here. See, but the big one comes only once in 15 years. The sad part of it is by the time the next one is due, the memory of the previous disaster fades or nearly comes to be believed as a myth. You know, like everyone will be settled, like with cleaning up all the cyclone, all the destroyed things and all. Now everything is settled. Now, by the time they could reach everything settled, the next flood will be ready to come. That is what they say. This is the sad thing about this part. Now we all are prepared for the cyclone. They come and go. But once in 15 years, which comes, it's very strong. And to settle that, it takes long time. By the time we settle there, the 15 years will come over. But sure enough, at the end of 15 years period, the king cyclone appears promptly on the horizon to surprise the people of Mauritius. So here they say that I'm very sure, we people, Mauritius people are very sure by 15 years, every once in 15 years it comes, and we are all prepared for that. And it says, and it is very promptly coming for once in 15 years. A coral reef runs all around the island parallel to the shore line, keeping the historical waves away from the safe distance from the beaches. The calm turquoise blue lagoons and Mauritius thus have become world famous. They are still and calm. They are still a calm like lotus ponds and are a delight to those who like water sports such as scuba driving, swimming, surf riding, speedboating, racing, and yachting. In some places, the sea is so shallow there is even horse driving. Now, children, here he says all the experiences what the Mauritius people are doing there. He says that there is a lot of swimming, there is a lot of sports activities are also there in Mauritius. He describes here to us. My wife and I, not being aquatic, we watch with amusement and avidity of the tourists from all parts of the world, extracting every bit of fun that the magnificent beach could yield. So he says we both are not aquatic, means we are not very much comfortable with doing things in water. So he says that we step into a glass bottomed boat carefully without getting out feet wet and go on to the cruise to observe submerged. So now he started to travel in a submerged. Submerged is like, for example, you can take now this area. This area, I am here, and all over me there is only water and aquatic. All the water animals are moving around me, but I am inside. I am protected. That is submerged. And marine life. I see seashells and yellow sands. He describes when he's having a journey in the submerged, he's telling, I could see all the aquatic animals, like what and all he can see here. He says, I see seashells on yellow sands to start with little undefinable creatures, strawbites and seaweed float by. Almond crabs, scurry for shelter, scurry for shelter. Then comes the skeleton, like formation of coral, the sea dippins, plain green bushes, slimy white blooms, big as pumpkin, lobsters, glittering snacky forms. Like all these are the animals, all these are the aquatic animals which he's been observing in the submarine. As the boat moves further into the sea, the scene below turns error. Among the jagged rocks, the coral jungle became dense and huge, and it wrapped with a brownish moss. I see shapeless, ugly creatures crawling in the dark depth of the sea cover. I feel unblinking eyes are watching us from below, and giant mushrooms like growth all over. Headless animal pretending to be plant, stuck in one place, saw from side to side in a ghostly manner. A cold shiver runs down by my spine. Now here he says that I'm experiencing all sort of beautiful things in and around my area. I can feel that so beautiful animals are in the water. He experiences all the new feelings of the animal, and he says, I could see that animal behind this. I could see this having a blue area, and all that he is describing. All of a sudden, standing out against the darkness, a school of fish, colored bright lemon, yellow with black bars all along their sides, pass majestically by cheering up the whole world of overlooming glooms. Further on, I see the coral branches trip with a particular blue light, like hundreds of candles drying out. Plenty of colors coming now, velvet, yellow, pink, green, postbox red, fishes with hydrous sparks all over their body, fishes with long tails, fishes with brattled face, all of them with a damned look and condemned souls. Crisscross our paths in a weird twinkling against the night mashes landscape. Now, all these are the descriptions, adjectives he's using. Such an amazing thing, such an amazing experience I'm having in Mauritius. Such an experience like I have never even thought in my dream that I would experience all these long fishes. He says here, how beautifully he's explaining. Fishes with hydrous spark all over their body, means he's describing the ways of the fishes, the breed of the fishes, how the fishes are with a long tail and with a battered face, all of them with a damned look of condemned souls. He also feels something unusual, something thing is happening. He feels that I kind of feel it is unusual. It is not usual at all. He feels that. Now, all of his experience he has been shared. Now, all of his joyfulment, even we all have shared. Now, these are his experience in the Mauritius island. So yes, children, now it's time for us to visit the Mauritius island possibly. Okay, now he fastened my seat belts, preparing for my return flight. I vaguely think of the future of Mauritius. Will it be able to preserve its prime charm? It has no population problem now with its 8,50,000 people even spread over. There is hardly an unemployment question yet. People seem to live fairly well at all levels. Now here he says, since the Mauritius has become such a beautiful place, people of other countries have come here and settled, but still they do not have any unemployment issues. The government is aware of all these advantages, but seems to feel a certain nervousness about the economy, so dependent basically on a single commodity, sugar. So it is eager to have foreign entrepreneurs start their industries here. With industrial growth, the living space like shrink, cars and trunks will increase. Their roads will have to be widened to take load. The price of the land will go up and flats will appear. Now here he's saying, now he says like Mauritius is one of the beautiful place, like all people of the other countries are coming and settling here. So the cost of living will be high. The flats, everything will go high. The demand will be more for the Mauritius. He says, yes, the government are also taking some actions regarding that. Oh, all these thoughts come to me from force of habit, and enlightened people can of course guide themselves away from all such evils and still preserve this paradise on earth. I turn hopefully to the window of clouds to entertain me, but the sun has set. It is dark outside and I shall be in India in few hours. Now he says that it was such a beautiful experiences having a traveling journey and having a visit to a beautiful island. And he says, my dream has really come true. And he says that, yes, now in a very few minutes, I will be reaching India. This is all about a beautiful lesson which is called as Mauritius. Mr. R.K. Lakshman has shared his experiences having a trip to Mauritius. I hope you all have understood. Thank you.